I'm sure we all have something going on in our life that makes us not want to do what we need. So I'm going to give and share something that happened to me this month. About 2 weeks ago, my grandmother, who I was super close with, fell, broke her femur, rushed to the emergency room, and everything was looking good and looked like she was recovering. A day after everything looked fine, she got an infection, which led to sepsis, led to something called ESBL, and basically she didn't make it. It was extremely hard for me. And I'm I would say, unemotionally impactful person, but this hurt. 3 days later, my aunt, who I am also super close with, who is my grandmother's daughter and my mom's sister, had a ruptured aneurysm and fighting for her life right now. Also extremely hard for everybody in our family. Funeral happened and, running back and forth, families coming. And I could basically have the excuse to do nothing, right? I could just I could just break down, I could just not do anything I had to do, not keep up with you guys, not keep up with my girlfriend or anything, my dogs, and just most people would be like, that's fine. You have a lot going on in your life. But if I did that, not only would anyone in my life, like my grandmother, my nobody would want that. Nobody wants that, right? Second, the people around me, you need to be a strong person for other people, right? Um, Not everybody may be that strong person. Have somebody like, oh, they're doing okay, right? You got to lead by example. Life is never going to be perfect. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect completely. It just means you have to not let life derail you because everything in its power to it's going to throw you curveballs that you never thought would happen in a million years just to spiral you out of control, just to bring you back to where you started. And what you need to do, or what I think thing to do, is say screw you to what life throws. I'm not going to let this derail me. We're here for health and fitness and to better ourselves. And a good example is like when life throws these curveballs, I like to do things that I can control, that I have some semblance of control over. Like go to the gym and keep my nutrition in track and take my dogs out and focus on these things that I have control over because there's things in my life that I do not have control. You do not have control. And that makes you feel helpless. And when you feel helpless, you get depressed. And when you feel depressed, you have no energy and it spirals and spirals and spirals. But when you grip that control again and you feel like you can steer your life a little bit in the right direction, keep progressing or not even progressing, just maintaining because it's hard to progress in these hard times, you will thank yourself tenfold later in the future, right? It's really easy to give up, but it's really hard to keep. And the things in life that are usually the things that are worth the most are hard to, right? It's hard to keep going. It's hard to not let yourself just spiral. It's really easy to let yourself spiral. Just give up. But once you give up on almost everything else. And that's not what I want. That's not what your loved ones want. That's not what anybody wants. So sometimes you just got to dig deep. You got to think, would it be the right thing to do to just give up, to just let it all explode, right? Let shit hit the fan when instead you just give 50% and continue those steps towards whatever you're working for, like keep working properly, keep giving the emotion that's needed in certain aspects of your life. And just, it's like I said, it's hard, but hold strong because eventually everything blows over, good or bad, and go back to your normal life. And once you go back to your normal life, you want to continue where you left off, not a million steps back, because that's going to crush you. Made all this progress for years and years and months, and all for you to restart again because life threw you a curveball. It's going to happen all the time, never going to stop, probably not going to get easier. But what's going to get easier is how you maneuver it. Once you do it once and you see those hurdles, start to develop methods to get around those hurdles or to cope better with those. Like I said, caveat is, if you keep strong, it might help somebody that can't keep strong. It might be like, okay, he's doing well. I need to keep going, right? I need to keep doing what I need to do. I need to take care of my family. I need to take care of myself, even when shit's going crazy. Because if you don't do it, who else is expected to do it? And we're trying to be motivating here and uplifting here, and do our best. But it's true, life doesn't always go our way, and we just got to navigate around it. So that's this week's monotone mindset topic of just keep going forward, one step at a time. Progress over perfection. Don't let yourself spiral. Spiraling is the worst feeling you could ever possibly have, especially if you achieve something. Because if you achieve something, you know you can do it. And then you see where you are currently, and that's the hardest thing to swallow because that will hold you down forever. And to get out of that ditch again takes a lot more work than consistently staying above and not falling to that ditch again. Don't fall into that ditch, guys. I'll see you guys next time.